Well, hey there, pack. Welcome back. This one will be for all my lonely single alpha males out there. Today we're tackling the age-old question. Are you secretly studly? We're going to check out and react to a video from Jessica O's channel that claims to have the signs that'll tell you if you're a stealth stud or not. So grab your mirrors, gentlemen. Let's see if we've been undercover heartthrobs this whole time. And by the way, if you want to see the unaltered and unreacted to video from Jessica O, I will link that in the description of this video below. Now, let's get into it, shall we?
Have no idea where you stand on the attraction scale. You might be way more attractive than you think, and today I'm going to break down the unmistakable signs that prove it. Let's get into it. Jessica O is here. Welcome to the channel. First sign, women get nervous around you. Listen, most guys think that if a woman is nervous around them, it probably means that she's like uncomfortable or disinterested. Where in actual fact, one of the biggest signs you're attractive is when a woman starts acting fidgety, awkward, or even a little shy around you. When a woman is nervous around an attractive man, her body language gives her away. She might start playing with her necklace, twirling her hair, touching her lips or her neck, stuff like that, you know? And these are all subconscious ways of directing your attention to the most feminine parts of her body. Let me tell you something. Women don't do this around men they're not attracted to. If a woman is attracted to you, she suddenly becomes very conscious of how she looks in front of you. She might start adjusting her hair, fixing her posture, or even checking her reflection in a nearby window. Why? Because she wants to look her absolute best for you. This isn't something she does consciously. It's an automatic response. Ever notice a woman looking at you, but the moment you lock eyes, she looks away like she just got caught doing something illegal? That's attraction. She's afraid that if she stares too long, she'll give away the fact that she finds you irresistible. Alternatively, there are some women who do the exact opposite. So like instead of avoiding eye contact, they'll actually stare at you intensely, holding eye contact for just a second too long, trying to test you. Either way, just know that she's feeling something for you.
So, apparently, when we handsome guys walk in, some women just hit the self-destruct button on their coolness. It's kind of like they're auditioning for a suspense thriller or something. Nervously twirling their hair, biting their lips, you know, the whole shebang. Who knew hotness was this powerful? We've got that magical ability to turn everyday life into a romantic comedy scene. Being hot's tough, folks. I'll tell you what.
Sign number 2. Other men act differently around you. Now I know this is a sign you're probably not expecting in a video like this, but hear me out. You ever walk into a room and suddenly the energy shifts? You notice a few guys sizing you up, some giving you a nod of respect, you know? While others get weirdly passive-aggressive or try to act like you don't exist? If that's ever happened to you, congratulations, you're a threat. In the world of male social dynamics, being a threat means one thing only. You're an attractive man. Men are competitive by nature. When an attractive man enters a room, the first thing other men do, whether they realize it or not, is assess where they stand next to him. Do they feel outmatched? Do they feel insecure? Or do they feel like they can match his energy? Most guys don't like being outshined. If you ever notice guys giving you longer than usual stares, subtly checking out your outfit, or even mirroring your body language, it means they've clocked you in as competition. Some guys, the insecure ones, will even try to test you. For example, you'll make a simple joke and they'll try to one-up you, right? You'll tell a story and suddenly they feel the need to interrupt and add a better version. These guys aren't just making conversation, they're actually trying to assert their dominance. The reason? They feel like they have to knock you down a peg because deep down, they know that you naturally hold the spotlight. What's the best move for you though? Don't engage. A truly attractive man never needs to prove himself. If a guy is trying too hard to challenge you, just smile, stay composed, and let him burn himself out. Here's another way you'll know you're an attractive man. Some guys will pretend you don't exist. They'll avoid making eye contact, act dismissive, and even leave you out of conversations when they're, in a group. And this is because acknowledging you feels like giving you power. and their ego won't allow them to do that. You'll notice this especially in social settings where women are present. If the guy is trying extra hard to exclude you or downplay your presence, it's because he sees you as a silent competitor. And here's where it gets really good. Women are hyper aware of such social dynamics, and if she sees other men reacting to you with either admiration or envy, her attraction for you will skyrocket. Women are attracted to high status men. If you walk into a room and there's a visible reaction from guys, we notice. The way other men act around you is one of the biggest indicators of your attractiveness. So the next time you step into a room, pay attention, because if men start acting funny, chances are you're the main character in that space. And that, my friend, is a damn good sign.
Well now, supposedly when a dude struts in with his posse and the other guys in there start throwing him the old stinky side eye, acting all fidgety or rude, you know what I'm talking about, supposedly means that that dude's a looker? Or, well, maybe they're just assholes. Or maybe they're just trying to remember where they left their confidence. I mean, it could go either way.
Women try to challenge you. If a woman is attracted to you, she won't always make it obvious. In fact, sometimes she'll do the exact opposite. She'll challenge you. She'll tease you, she'll test you, or even act unimpressed by you. If your woman is throwing little challenges your way, you should be grinning on the inside, because that means she sees you as a high-value man. Let me explain. Have you ever been talking to a woman, for instance, and she suddenly throws in a little dig like, "Oh, you think you're smooth, huh?" Or, "I bet you say that to all the girls you meet." This isn't rejection. It's actually a test. She's trying to see if you'll crumble or if you'll hold your ground. Because an attractive man, one who's truly confident, never lets a little playful jab throw him off. The trick is to not get defensive or get awkward and backpedal. Play along. Tease her right back. Also, sometimes when a woman is interested in you, she won't act impressed at all. She'll pretend she doesn't care. You'll tell a story and she'll respond with, "Oh, okay, that's cool, I guess." You'll make a joke and she'll give you a straight face before cracking a little smile. This isn't disinterest, it's actually a challenge. See, because women don't test men they don't really care about. If she really wasn't interested, she wouldn't engage at all. She'll just, leave or ignore you. But if she's subtly challenging you, it means she wants to see if you're worth her attention. Attraction is about emotion. If a woman finds you attractive, she wants to feel something around you. And that's why she'll challenge you. She's looking for an emotional response, a little tension, a little excitement. If you pass her tests, you make her feel something. So the next time a woman playfully challenges you, don't get defensive. Don't fumble. Don't try to prove yourself. Just stay cool. Tease her right back. Own your confidence. You heard it from me.
This brings me back to when I met Belle. I was saying something sweet to her. She hit me with the old, "Wow, I bet you say this to all the women." Okay, Belle, guilty as charged. Maybe most of us men do recycle our lines, but it's not like there's a script to this. I mean, come on. Do we all just get a guidebook on how to be original every single time we want to hit on a she-wolf? Some of us are just trying our best out here. But honestly, if she thinks I'm that smooth, maybe I should take it as a compliment. I mean, who knew being a walking cliche would get me this far?
Or strangers stare at you without realizing it. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people are just looking at you even when you're not trying to get anyone's attention? Like you catch someone's eye lingering on you just a second too long before they look away. Or maybe you're just kind of minding your own business and a woman locks eyes with you across the room before quickly glancing down or away. If that's happening to you, my guy, you are the odogu. I mean, you're an attractive guy. Here's what you need to know. When a woman finds a man attractive, she'll look. She might not approach you, she might not say anything, but her eyes will betray her. Even the most hard-to-get woman will take a peek at a guy who catches her interest. The trick is, she won't want to get caught staring, so she'll try to make it subtle. Quick glances, looking away when you notice, or pretending she was looking at something else. The real test? Catch her looking and then hold eye contact for just a second longer. If she gets nervous and looks away or looks down, that's not an accident. She was checking you out. It's not just women though. Listen, other guys notice you too. The thing is, men don't stare at other men the way women do, right? So instead, they'll give you that quick bro nod, like, the bro nod of respect. They'll probably check out your outfit, as I said already, size you up in silence. If you walk past a group of guys and some of them glance at you before quickly looking away, it's actually because they've noticed who you are. They felt that presence. Some will respect it, some will feel threatened by it. But either way, they see you. Now, this is a sneaky one. Have you ever noticed that when you walk into a space, some people subtly shift to make room for you? Maybe in a crowded bar or a gym, people naturally part ways as you move through. Or maybe when you sit down somewhere, the people next to you straighten up or adjust themselves slightly. It's because humans are wired to react to dominant, high-value energy. Don't believe me? Listen, when you carry yourself like an attractive man, the whole world moves differently around you. When you have that naturally attractive energy, people assume you're someone. It's like when guys get asked, "Are you an athlete? Do I know you from somewhere?" Even if you're just an average dude living your life, an attractive man has a presence that makes people curious. They want to figure out why you seem different from all the other guys. Take note.
So picture this. You're in a room minding your own business, and suddenly you feel eyes on you. You look up, catch her staring. She immediately looks down, blushing like she just got caught sneaking cookies before dinner. It's like, hey, did I miss a memo? Is there something on my face? Maybe I'm just pulling this new jacket look off. Or even better, you catch her staring and she just keeps on looking, unfazed. You think, well, this is either the start of a rom-com or she's plotting something on me. Either way, I'm intrigued.
Sign number 5, you get special treatment without asking. If you're an attractive man, the world subtly bends to your favor. And the craziest part, you don't even have to ask for it. It just happens. You ever had a woman randomly compliment you on something small? I mean, maybe she tells you she likes your cologne, or she asks you some random unnecessary question like, hey, do you know what time it is? Even though there's a clock like right behind her. It's not just friendliness. That's an excuse to interact with you. And if a woman likes you, she'll make sure you notice her, even in the smallest ways. So pay attention the next time you're at a social event. I mean, do people seem to position themselves near you? Do women subtly shift in your direction? Or do guys naturally include you in their conversations? It's not a coincidence. Attractive men don't just draw in women, they actually draw in people in general, irrespective of their gender. Craziest part, they don't even have to do anything for it to happen. It's just an energy thing. Have you ever noticed how some guys, for instance, struggle to get a bartender's attention, but when you step up, you just get served instantly? Or maybe a waitress throws in a little extra smile, refills your drink without you asking, or gives you the best seat without making it obvious? Yeah, that's not just good service. That's subconscious attraction at play. People in service roles are trained to be friendly, but when they genuinely like you, their behavior becomes effortless. If you've ever wondered why some guys, for instance, complain about bad service, but you've rarely experienced it yourself, now you know. Now, the truth is, attraction isn't just about looks. It's about presence. If people naturally assume you're important, it's because you feel important. And trust me, that's not just one of the biggest signs you've got something special. Ever got an unexpected freebie? Maybe a barista gives you a free pastry just because, or a hotel bumps you up a suite without an explanation. Attractive men experience this way more than they realize. Why? Because people want to be liked by them. It's human nature. When we're around someone we find appealing, we do stuff like that, okay? If you're an attractive man, women will voluntarily do things for you without you even asking. She'll straighten your collar, adjust your tie, offer to hold something for you. I mean, these are small, but they're deeply ingrained signs of attraction. Women don't nurture men that they aren't interested in. If she's finding little ways to take care of you, my guy, you've got her attention.
So she randomly compliments your cologne or asks for the time even though there's a clock right behind her. Classic. That's basically the adult version of, hey, I'm interested, but let's pretend I'm just being polite. It's kind of like when we were kids and we'd drop a pencil just so our high school crush would have to pick it up. Now, it's all about subtlety and plausible deniability as well. But you gotta appreciate the effort though. It's like she's saying, notice me, but let's keep this dance going.
Women get upset when you don't notice them. Now, this one's interesting. So if you're an attractive man, you'll notice that some women, especially the ones who secretly like you, will get irritated or even slightly salty for no reason. You didn't do anything to them, you didn't say anything offensive, but somehow she's acting a little distant, throwing passive-aggressive comments your way, or even just straight up ignoring you. My guy, she's mad because you didn't notice her. And if a woman is mad that you're not noticing her, guess what that means? She wants your attention. Have you ever been in a social setting and a woman who was totally fine and then suddenly starts acting distant? Like she was chatting with her friends, making conversation, but the moment you entered the room and didn't acknowledge her, her mood changed. That's because she was hoping you'll notice her first, and when you didn't, it bruised her ego just a little bit, right? Now the insecure woman will take this personally. She'll assume that, well, you don't find her attractive, which will frustrate her. It's classic. If she starts acting extra around you, take note as well. If you're an attractive guy and you're in a room full of people, pay attention to the women who start getting louder the minute you walk in. Like she just suddenly starts laughing more, talking a little louder, exaggerating her movements. Why? Because she's trying to pull your attention towards her without making it obvious that she wants it. Women don't do this around guys that they're not attracted to or don't care about, right? Have you ever been in a bar, a party, or even just walking around and a woman just happens to walk by you multiple times? Coincidence? Nah, I don't think so. She's making sure that she stays in your line of sight. Hopefully you'll eventually notice her. If she really wants your attention, she might even bump into you accidentally or suddenly ask you some random question just to start a conversation. Women are strategic when it comes to attraction. They don't always approach first, but they'll put themselves in a position where you have no choice but to notice and interact with them. Take note.
So let me get this right. She's throwing shade because you didn't notice something super subtle and now you're in the doghouse. Welcome to the wonderful world of deciphering enigmatic female emotions. It's a great game, folks. And it's also kind of a game of charades where you expect to guess that not noticing her new nail polish color is apparently equivalent to forgetting her birthday. So buckle up, buttercups, because this ride's got more twists than a soap opera plot. You better have your seatbelt on, it's going to be a wild one.
And finally, sign number 7. People assume you have options, even when you don't. They assume women are chasing you, that you've got a lineup of dates waiting, and that you never have to actually try too hard to get anything you want. And the funny thing is, you might not even be dating anyone at all, but people just believe that you're that guy, right? And when people, especially women, believe that you have options, guess what happens? Your attractiveness skyrockets. When a man carries himself with confidence, doesn't look desperate for attention, and moves with purpose, women assume other women already want him. It's called pre-selection, and it's one of the strongest psychological triggers of attraction. Women want what other women want. If she thinks you're in demand, she automatically would want you too. If you're an attractive man, women will sometimes assume that you're a player, even when you're just minding your own business and chilling. They'll say things like, oh, I bet you have a bunch of girls in your DM. Or, I know guys like you probably break hearts for fun. And what they don't realize is they're actually just revealing their own interest in who you are. Because if she wasn't attracted to you, she wouldn't care what you do with other women. I'm just saying. A guy with no options doesn't get accused of being a player. A guy with perceived options, on the other hand, that's the man women get curious about. And here's where it gets really funny. If you're attractive, women will get possessive before you're even together. She'll probably roll her eyes when she sees you talking to other women, or she'll suddenly act cold if you mention another girl that, you're talking to in passing. I mean, she doesn't even have the right to be jealous, but she feels it anyway. Because in her mind, she's already competing for your attention. Listen, if a woman gets territorial over you before you even start dating, it means that she already sees you as high value. And that, my guy, is power. Let's wrap up this video. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about presence, confidence, the way you carry yourself, the way you own the room when you walk in. If you're a guy who falls short on some of the things I've talked about today, then maybe it's time for you to up your confidence game, because confidence isn't something you can afford to figure out later, right? Every day you spend hesitating, doubting yourself, or watching life pass you by is just another wasted day.
So basically, if a guy strolls in like he's the king of the dating jungle, women automatically assume he's got a harem waiting in the wings. And what happens next? Well, either a dash of envy or an Olympic level effort to win the prize. Yep, nothing says relationship goals like a healthy dose of competitive spirit. But remember guys, a little swagger never hurt anyone. Strut in like you own the place, but remember, there's a fine line between confidence and looking like a peacock on parade. Keep it cool, fellas. And there you have it, my not-so-ugly ducklings. If you discovered with this video that you're a hidden gem, or maybe just had a good laugh, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Share your thoughts below, especially if you've been walking around with untapped hotness. And also, don't forget to go and check out Jessica O's channel as well, where we got this content. Show her some love. I'll put the link for her channel down in the description. But as always, friends, remember, stay loud, stay lewd, stay furry. We'll catch you in the next one.